Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I received this t-shirt from Womanizer, #orgasm is a human right, and I really love this phrase because it's something I agree with completely, because my own mission in life is to raise orgasmic awareness. Because I believe that women, we are more orgasmic, or potentially more orgasmic than men. We can have multiple orgasms and we have a wonderful thing called a clitoris. Unfortunately, many women are not reaching their orgasmic potential, and this is not a physical issue. It's down to, well, a lot of repression and guilt. And I wanted to talk about guilt specifically today because someone wrote to me recently, someone who's not had an orgasm ever, and they mentioned that their Catholic education was an obstacle in their orgasmic journey. And I wanted to talk about that today because I was also raised Catholic, and I was fed all these ideas of guilt and disempowerment, virginity obsession, etc. But now I'm an orgasmic person, and my mission in life is to raise orgasmic awareness. And now I don't feel guilty at all about enjoying my body. In fact, I believe that God gave me a clitoris, so thank you, God. And I'm going to use this gift as much as I can, and I would like to share the wisdom that my clitoris is giving me. Anyway, I just made some notes, and yeah, so I received a Catholic education, so the obsession was on sex was just for a husband and a wife, and it was for reproduction. And if you had sex out of marriage, you were the worst person in the world. And if you got caught pregnant or something like that, that was like the worst thing that could happen to you. So I was fed this fear from a very young age, even before I knew what sex was about, like, don't get pregnant. So I think I was very afraid about getting accidentally pregnant. But instead of choosing abstinence, I decided to be very careful with contraception instead, and that's something that's definitely frowned upon in the Catholic in Catholic education. But for me, I grew up in England, so at school I was in this Catholic cocoon, but outside of school, I was watching British TV and I was reading women's magazines, and that was very different. It was much more liberal than the education I was receiving. And I got most of my sex education from women's magazines, and they were talking about orgasm, pleasure, and contraception, which I found were really important things, way more important than what I was learning at school. And for me, I think the first couple of times I had sex, I was so in love with the person that I had sex with the first time that I felt so much pleasure that that feeling guilty about it was just not an option. It was that good. It's like if you try chocolate for the first time, and then someone says you shouldn't have chocolate, you're like, but it's amazing, how am I not going to have chocolate? I think that was one reason that I got over my guilt, because I enjoyed it so much. And how did I enjoy it so much? I don't know really. I think part of it was physiological, and I just took my education at school with a huge pinch of salt, because I didn't really believe it. And I rejected my religion from, I think, the age of about 12. I used to read the Bible every day until then I actually wanted to be a nun, believe it or not. I used to read saints' stories, especially female saints. I was really impressed by their determination and going against the odds, going against the grain for something that you believed in, and there's still values that I believe today, just that my cause is very different. So what else can I tell you about how the way I have managed to get over any type of guilt or obstacles in enjoying my body is that I've had some incredible partners who have really made me feel comfortable, and who have really respected me, and who have cared about my pleasure, and who have made me feel beautiful. So I think that's a great way to get over guilt and enjoy your body. Of course, that should all come from within, but having a great partner by your side, or on top of you sometimes, or below you, it can be really, really helpful. And what else can I tell you about that? Another thing I think can make us feel guilty or bad about sex is all the feminine hygiene sector. I think we're taught from quite a young age that, you know, when we start having periods, all these products we have to buy. I think there's a perception that vaginas don't smell good, or they smell of fish. I mean, people make jokes about fish a lot in the schoolyard, but of course a vagina that's healthy and clean, it smells wonderful. It's full of wonderful pheromones which are supposed to attract your partner. And I personally appreciate my own vagina. I think that's really important as well, to actually appreciate your own body and be familiar with your vulva, its smell, what it looks like, and just be comfortable with your body in general is a wonderful way to get over guilt. And I think masturbation, of course, that's my job as a sex toy tester. I think masturbation is a wonderful way to get over the guilt and start enjoying your body. And then once you know your body really well and you have zero guilt, then you can share this wonderful gift with someone that you really like. Anyway, I hope this helps someone. And yeah, it's not easy though, because sometimes when you go through this process, you find that maybe your friends and family have not gone through the same process, and sometimes it can be, you don't want to be sharing too much about your personal life with people who don't understand how you see sex if you have a more liberal approach to it. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and what's really important is what you think about it and how you see yourself, not how others see you. Anyway, I hope this is helpful and hope you've enjoyed this video, and see you next time.